So first, a little about me. This is me. I start working in industry as a C# programmer. So this is why probably I'm taking some scripting tasks to project management tools. During my work, I was working in a very various projects. And in these various projects, I saw very, very different pipelines of making things. And now I'm working in full theory on project Vitrol in rapid growing theme. So this is what leads me to automatize something, because when you have a lot of people, you really don't want to do tasks which are very repetitive often. So first, this is agenda of my speech. First, I will talk shortly about our story, how we switched from Hack and Plan and Mantis to Utract. Then I will show you a little bit Utract, which is quite interesting alternative to Jira, and cons and pros based on our needs. Then I will go to the, I think, most interesting stuff, the script examples. So I will, for each of them, will describe the problem. I will make a script in very low, with no coding tool, and I will present results. So I will show you, I hope we will be okay with time, and I will be able to show you 3 scripts. One for better tracking new issues created by team leads, and not only. Script for periodic auto-archiving issues, such as tasks and bugs, and scripts for assigning issues to proper boards based on particular conditions. And if we will have a little bit time more, we will glimpse under the hood, and if you are not a programmer, probably it will be super boring for you, so we could left earlier, but I think that these 3 scripts might take us all the time, so without hesitation, I will start. So, when I came to full story, there was less than 40 people, but with time, we grew quite quickly, and when your company is growing very fast, you need to change some processes. The things which worked in the past don't work anymore. So, according to Harvard Business Review, the point when company has 40 people, it's quite important because especially top management have to give some responsibilities to middle-class managers and has to start building the production team, train leads, and such things. Okay, so do anyone of you know such tool as Mantis? Quite popular bug tracker, yes. Hack and Plan. So we use Mantis for bug tracking and Hack and Plan for task tracking, which causes some problems. First, when I started working with gameplay design, code, and QA teams, and observing their communication workflows, how they work with these tools, I quickly understood that using separate bug tracker and task tracker might be fine for a smaller team, but for us, not anymore. So we need to consolidate it. Otherwise, QA and productions, especially in when we were reaching milestones, and we have a lot of new bugs, because as we know, when you are closer to milestone, you are testing more and you have more bugs exposed. So we decided that we have to consolidate it. And after a few discussions with our team leads, we summarized that our tool could not be overwhelming. This is the most important thing. The basics must be quite easy to learn, because we had to learn about 50 people new tool. And as you know, people are not so eager to learn new tools, especially project management tools. Yes, most of people hate the Jira. Yes, it's the worst nightmare for them. They just want to make games and not track their work. So this was the main point. But we also decided that this tool should have following features: a Kanban boards, issue list with filtering queries, because this is a very useful thing for QA. Slack and Google Sheets integrations would be also cool, because we work a lot on Slack. Gantt charts would be quite useful. Our level designers and viewer artists use Gantt charts, so we wanted to integrate it to our tool. And customize data fields, because you're defining what do you really want to track in your project management tool. And I also thought about potential to automatizing stuff in our project management tool, because ratio producers to team members was really against us, producers, in the past. So, first thought was quite obvious. Yes, we are switching to Jira. But a lot of people had previous experience with Jira, and many of them didn't like it. Yes, they had kind of trauma, and we decided that no, they had bad feelings about Jira, so maybe we would start something a little bit simpler. You know, now Jira is much better than in the past, but they remember the Jira from the past when it was really awful and the UX was absolutely overwhelming. So we made some research. We checked such things as Monday.com, Toggle Plan, Asana, Trello, but in fact, UTrack has the most features we really need to, and we found that this is on the market, probably only UTrack could be real alternative to Jira. So, for smaller teams, these tools, in my opinion, are quite useful. But when you have hundreds of bugs, hundreds of tasks, about more than 50 people in your company, you should really switch to Jira or to UTrack. Maybe there are some other tools. If you know such, tell me. Okay. So why we didn't choose Jira? We made some tests in researching, and we found that UTrack has better UX, so it's very important. There is no trauma from the past for many people, so this is a new tool. So we said, this is Jira, but much better. It has all the things that Jira has, but it's much easier to learn. And in fact, a little bit it is. It's also a little bit cheaper, and we had already tools from JetBrains. We use Rider and TeamCity, so we were quite excited to switch to UTrack because we believe that JetBrains making good tools. Okay, so short UTrack introductions. Content pros. Is it overwhelming? Depends, but a lot of people learned quite fast UTrack in our company, so in my opinion it was plus. And here do we have UTrack. So we have traditional agile boards or Kanban boards, wherever you call it. So you have classical columns, yes, backlog planned, in progress testing and done. You also have a swim lanes, which is quite fine feature because you could separate things. We are separating them from bug, tasks, and epics, and also we have bug, tasks, and epic archived. So the Kanban boards are, in my opinion, really good in UTrack. In my opinion, better in Jira, but it's also you should remember that it's only my opinion. Okay, so issue list with filtering queries, also quite fine. In issues, you have all the list. all the issues in project, and you could give queries, yes. So if you want to see only things which are maybe assigned to one of our programmer, Alan Turing, so let's filter to see tasks assigned to Alan Turing, yes. Cool, cool. We have the result. Especially when we are making bigger queries, much more complex, the cool thing is that we can save the search, yes. We have also access to restricted to owner, that no one else see this, or we could give it to all the team. So simple but effective. Okay. Slack and Google Sheets integrations. It's not so good in UTrack. In fact, I think that Jira has better integrations, but the JetBrains is still developing this tool, and they have these features on roadmap. So I believe that quite soon the Slack and Google Sheets integration will work fine. Gantt charts, there are Gantt charts in UTrack, but we are still using old Google Sheets. So, and customizing data fields. This is how it looks in UTrack. If you want another data field, maybe we would like to have, here are the fields, the project. So maybe we also would like to check start date for each task to plan it on timeline. So we could go to custom fields and just add another field. Yes, so now we have in each issue another field. Okay, so it also works quite fine in UTrack. As good as Jira, I think, or even better. The cool thing is configurable dashboards, one of the most important features for all project management tools. To see everything clearly on the first glimpse. And in UTrack also we have my cursor. As dashboards. Personally, I use one dashboard for each team. I think that tracking blockers is quite important. Also things that should be tested and which are not tested for more than 2 days. It means that you should ping these people and tell them to test the features because other people are waiting. So it has all the basic features, such as Jira. Okay, so let's go to the core of this presentation. The scripts. In Fools theory, we have a philosophy that team leaders, and not only team leaders, also members of the team, should make the tickets on the boards, not producers. Why? Because when team leader tells about request to producer, and producers try to describe the task, producer will miss a lot of things. Yes, because you have another level of communication. So this is without sense. So we believe that if a classical member have a request, he or she should go to the team lead, and if team lead thinks that this is a good request, makes a ticket. But where is the problem? Where you have a big team and you have a lot of new tasks, and especially a lot of new bugs. You, as a producer, you want to see it very clearly what is new. So you would like to spend only a few minutes a day checking are there any new features and to track them. So in our pipeline, full theory, for example, we have where's Microsoft? Okay. We have just a link for reporting bugs to UTrack. Yes, so everyone has a link on bookmarks in Slack or in bookmarked in its web browser, and when it clicks, it could report bug. So we'll create a new bug. Doors doesn't work. Oh, I have a caps lock. So okay, here is the description. So normally the person who's reporting tasks should write steps to reproduce. Assign to lead programmer, and then lead programmer will give tasks for the person, for himself or herself. So we will make Ada Lovelace the team lead for our programmer team. Let's assume that Ben idea guy reported this bug, so we don't have a QA department. Let's assume in full theory we have, but here there are only designers, artists, and programmers in this presentation. So, and because this is a task for a programmer, we would add it to board code. Okay. So now, when we will go to board, there is a new bug, yes? This, let's see. Yes, great. Okay. So, normally, we don't have this tag new issue. So, when you have a lot of new bugs, it's really useful to automatically tag things. So our script is adding this tag. So when I'm starting my workday, I go through each board and just filter with tags. Or I could go to issues and just click new issue, and I will have the list. And creating this is very, very simple in UTrack. We are going to workflows, and here we have a tool for creating scripts. Yes, so this is low-code tool, so you don't have to even be a programmer. You could just know about basic logic principles. So when the issue is created or changed, let's apply this rule. New issue is created. And just add a tag, or I rather use always apply a command. Yeah. And this is all the thing. I add something which is very useful in just a few minutes. Okay, let's go back to workflows. Here, I will delete it because I have exactly, this is the workflow, which is adding new issue in our project. Okay. So let's go to something more advanced. Script of periodic auto-archiving issues, tasks, bugs, and other things. No, this is not what I wanted to do. But, okay, I have access to the track. Where is the problem? When we have sprint, yes, and people are, yes, they are completing their tasks. Yes, so they are first moving them to testing, yes. The people responsible for testing test these things, and if it's okay, things are going to done. And in bigger projects, when you have a lot of people, it grows. And there's a moment when this table is too long and you have to clear it. So you could do it manually, but it's absolutely awful, yes. They can archive this. This is boring. Let's automatize it. So let's go back to issues. I have filter. Here are all the things. For programmers, yes, we have 3 programmers in our team. Things which are done. So, we could also, as you see, archive it from the view, which is issues. But let's assume that we have 10 or 100 or 200 things to archive. We could make archive it with just a few clicks if we will make a proper rule. So here I have created workflow for manual archive. Let's see it. Archiving stuff, add workflow. And we have also very simple things. Yes, we are giving name, manual archive, archive task and bugs. Then we want to be sure that our issues are in done status, in done column, and then we are making very simple tree of ifs statements. So first we are checking is the thing is bug, type is bug, yes, okay. If yes, change type for bug archive. If not, check it, is it task? If yes, change type for task archive. So when we decide that this is time to clear our boards and archive things from done, we are checking all the things and we run script manual archive. If we are super lazy and we don't want to have direct control when we are doing it, we could set it periodic. So here we will change the rule type. The action is the things which are applied with a custom command. So yes, as you see with a click, I run this. But we could change it to on schedule. So we will create the same if statements as here, but here we have a difference. We are choosing when we are running this command. So we could run it every hour, every day, every week, or using Java cron expression more precisely, maybe on each Sunday at 9 a.m. Yes. But here, when we are running the things, this script periodically, we have to use the filter for which issues we apply this script, and it will be exactly the same query we have saved here, done for code team. Yes, this is exactly the same. So yes, the problem was that using built-in sprint mechanism wasn't convenient for us, so we created custom pipeline. And in this custom pipeline, number of issues in done column was constantly growing, and it makes both less handy to use. So an archiving manually was boring, so we've made a script. And the last script for assigning issues for prop and Kanban boards based on particular conditions. As I told you, in full theory, the people when they want to report a bug, they have a link, yes. So they go to their browser or to Slack, click report bug. In new track, now we could assume that and all NPCs are naked. Yes, so we describe the problem, write steps to reproduce, and as I showed you before, the most people could figure out that this is a code. Maybe it might be a coding bug. If not, we have always a discussion on Slack. And if you will assign the programming leader, Ada Lovelace could say, "Oh, it's not for our team. It's for someone else." But as you remember, if it's for programmers, everyone has to add it to proper board. And this is the step we would like to avoid. Why should we do something which could be done automatically? So based on assumption that on one board, yes, on each board we have in this presentation 3 boards, one for art, code, design team. Each team has their own board, and on this board there is each member of the team present. So if anything is assigned to Ada, Lovelace, Alan Turing, or Barbara Liskov, it should be on programmer's board, yes, on code board. So let's see how this workflow would work. First check if assignee is Ada Lovelace, or assignee is Alan Turing, or assignee is Barbara Liskov. Let's apply a command, add board code. And it's good habit to run it not as a one of these people, but rather as a root. Yes. So here the Hector von Scrum is the producer who has the root manager role. So could do everything. In our project we have just a user which is admin bot and runs such as things. So if this statement is true, let's run a command for the particular issue, add board code. If not, remove board code. So okay. As you see, now this rule is not active. So when on board code, I will change people who is assigned, for example, Alan Turing, I will choose someone from the art department, or maybe from the design department. So I will choose Lucy Designer, and nothing changes. Yes, it's still on code board and shouldn't be. Why? It makes only chaos. It's not a bug for programmers anymore. So when I will active this workflow, the script, the ticket is cleared. And should be on the board design. I will do it again because the script for design board was not also active. So here, as you see, we have this crash to desk when opening chest with lockpick. And let's change it to Ben idea guy. So it appears here, yes, on design board, because now this is the thing for one of the designers. Okay, so this is the basic version of the script, but how to make it even more useful? So if we want to give something to test for someone, this is now the thing which should be done by this person, yes? So when Barbara Liskov will fix bug after completing quest 202, quest 203 doesn't start, this is now the task for Ben Idea Guy, the designer. Yes? So it should be on designer board. It should be also, in our opinion, on code board, because it has been done by a programmer, yes. But it should be also on the design board. And yes, it is. Because we have here a more complex version of the script. It checks first, is the status of the task is testing, and if yes, it checks is tester one of the designers, the Ben Idea Guy or Lucy Designero, and if yes, it will be shown on the board because the command add board design will be applied. And of course, after that we have also state logic for applying a command if assignee is any of the designer on the board. So thanks to that, when Ben Idea Guy will test the fix and he will say that, okay, now everything is fine. After completing quest 202, quest 203 normally starts, changes status, and the issue is now visible only in board for programmers. So, it was the last script which I wanted to show you. But the main thought I would like to, where's my presentation? Here. But the main thought I would like to leave you with is that there are quite simple solutions for making things which are very repetitive, very easy, yes? And you don't need to spend your quite precious time to do it. Because when the team grows and the project grows, you have more and more these repetitive things. And there's a point when you realize that if you will do it manually, you will don't have time to anything. You will be literally a bot making the work manually. So check such things in maybe your project management tools. If you are considering switching to another project management tool, I really recommend the UTrack. And if you want to make a really, really complex scripts to automatize things, UTrack also allows you. I will, because we are running out of time, I will only show you one thing under the hood. Yes, we could create this scripts with low-code tool, but it has some limitations. But what we can do is convert it to code, and then we have the full power of coding. Yes. So if you know the JavaScript, and the cool thing in generating script from this low-code tool is that you have a lot of things generated for you automatically, so you could focus on logic, which is fact here. Mm-hmm. So this is everything. Thank you for coming for this lecture. And if you are interested in work in full Fullstero, we are hiring, especially programmers, engine programmer, tool programmer, and gameplay programmers, but also quest designers, gameplay designers, VFX artists, and technical artists as well. Here, there is a link for our website with the job descriptions. So also, if you have friends who would like to apply for these jobs, let's tell them. Okay, so now it's time for question and answers. If we have, yes, we have a little bit time. I think 2 minutes, so because we have to go to Gala. Are there any questions? Okay, if not,
I have a question. Okay. How long does it take you to move your team to work on your truck? And how, you know, from your experience perspective, how you measure the successful rate? I mean, is it? I know it's cheaper. I know it's faster. I know it lets manage much bigger team. But when you compare the previous tool to that one, is it 60, 70% higher effectiveness?
Oh, it's very difficult to measure it. If I will try to make estimation from my head, I think I spent 4 or 5 times less on my daily things, on my daily routines, yes, and I have much better possibilities to track important things, such as I showed, new things, new bugs, things that are completed but not tested. So it gives you much better possibilities to track work of your team and to help them just with reminders. Yes.
And how long?
How long it took the whole operation? 2 months we were preparing all the operation. About 1 month or maybe even more we spent researching tools, and then 1 month we were preparing the switch from Hack and Plan and Mantis to UTrack, to make some scripts and tools to move all the bugs from Mantis and all the tasks from Hack and Plan automatically. So first we converted to comma-separated value format, and then we imported them to UTrack, because manually it would be absolutely impossible or horrible.
Thanks. And any questions?